Ladies and gentlemen, possibly one of the rarest cars to be featured on this channel, introduced in 2006 as an ode to Proton's victory in the Merdeka Millennium Endurance races of 2005 and 2006. This is the Proton Gen-2 MME. Before we start, I'd have to tell you that you are in for a treat because this could be likely one of the first long-form high-definition videos of the Gen-2 MME that you see anywhere on the internet. I have searched on YouTube, Facebook, social media channels, and I have not found, or it's very impossible to find, a feature of the Gen-2 MME. And this, coupled with the fact that when it was launched back in 2006, there was only one article covering the Gen-2 and the Waja MME, which was written by Proton. You can still see it on the internet today. And that's it. No other reviews or no other write-ups of these MME models are available anywhere else on the internet. So yes, this makes info very scarce, and like I said, you're in for a treat today to see the Gen-2 MME in high definition. Anyway, let's wind back the clock back to years 2005 and 2006 to know what is the MME edition all about. Well, the MME editions were commemorative models launched in 2006 to celebrate the victory of Proton's R3 MPREX team at the 2005 MME races, the Merdeka Millennium Endurance races, now known as the Sepang 12-hour race, where teams have 12 hours to complete as many laps as they can within that period of time. So in 2005, Proton's R3 MPREX team completed 279 laps at the Sepang International Circuit in a Lotus Exige 300RR, with the car being numbered number 15. Now, fast forward 1 year later, in 2006, we had another win with 271 laps in car number 12. So this was why Proton decided to launch the MME commemorative models of the Waja and also the Gen-2. As for the Gen-2, it was based on the first Gen model, you know, the beige seats and the weird clock in the middle, with a few R3 upgrades to it. And it was launched alongside its kembar tak seiras, the Waja MME. Now, a funny story on the Waja MME, it was always mistaken for an MMC model. I've seen a question in a Waja owners group. Oh, siapa yang masih guna Waja MME? Try share gambar sikit. And the comments were mostly from MMC models. MMC stands for Mitsubishi Motors Corporation because when the Waja was launched, initially it was using a Mitsubishi 1.6 litre engine. So owners tersalah faham kot. Dia ingat MME tu MMC. Padahal these two mean different things. So the Waja MME is a story for another day. Hopefully I get to find one in still good condition lah. Anyway, back to the Gen-2 MME. The Proton Gen-2 MME is powered by Proton's 1.6 litre Campro engine. In stock form, it makes 110 horsepower, but the MME had some nice upgrades to it. Namely, number one, the plug cables were different. It goes to an R3 exhaust system. And in terms of cosmetics, we have this aluminium cover and also for handling this strut bar. So all in all, it increased the horsepower to around an additional of 7 to 8 horsepower, making it close to 118 to 120 horsepower in the end. It's good for this car which doesn't weigh that much. The owner has also changed the extractors to a 4-to-1 system, and to him, the power immediately came back and it totally changed the character of the car. The Proton Gen-2 MME had a few bespoke exterior bits which are unique to only this model. For starters, we have the 16-inch JRD Carmel rims, or Chomel as some of you might pronounce it. These came as part of a Zero Kit package. You can see the tab here. Zero Kit styling by R3. 16 inches times 6.5, and these are wrapped in 205/45 R16 tires. Now, the Zero Kit, besides these rims, very nice in my opinion. These would totally sell me the car at any time. It also consisted of a 5-piece body kit all around, starting from the bumper in front with its huge air intakes and no fog lamps because sporty cars don't have fog lamps. Side skirts, which are beefy, and right away lands the MME edition a sportier stance, the rear skirt, and also the high R3 rear spoiler. That is what is obvious when you look at it from the outside. But what is less obvious are the springs. So you have to squat down, look into the wheel well, and look for the R3 springs, which are red in color. And these usually land the car a lower stance, usually by 10 mm, which helps the Gen 2 MME corner better. Me and the Gen 2 have quite a good history together, because when I was in university, my housemate had a Gen 2, a first gen Gen 2. It was grey in colour, 15-inch wheels and whatnot, and he let me have it every day for me to go to classes. So it was during that period of time when I was studying, I took the Gen 2 every day to class that I fell in love with driving, and specifically with the Gen 2. So much that when I wanted to look for my first car, when I was ready to buy one, I wanted the Gen 2 CPS in hibiscus tea colour. Tapi too bad lah, masa tu Gen 2 pun dah habis, dah out of production kan. So yeah, seeing a Gen 2 which is souped up, beefed up, and in such a nice stance with nice wheels, it's a treat. The other reason why I still consider the Gen 2 to be one of the most beautiful cars and most futuristic cars designed by Proton is that nothing looks like a Gen 2 on the road. Have you realised this? You can take the Preve and you can say the Forte looks like it, yang satu zaman lah. You can take the Saga and you can say the Honda City looks like it. You can take the Ixora, you can say the Grandis, or to a certain extent the Estima looks like it. But what looks like a Gen 2? One car that I can think of would be the W203 C-Class Coupe. I think it's the 2002 model C-Class Coupe. Itu adalah resemblance sikit. But beyond that, nothing looks like a Gen 2 on the road. The hatchback coupe-esque body with 4 doors. The stance, the overall proportions just work for me. So yeah, I'm raving about the Gen 2 right now because I still think that this is one of the most underrated cars from Proton. This car was originally in a midnight blue colour. So it is, nama pun midnight kan? So dia nampak macam hitam. Sebenarnya when you see it under the light, it's a very dark blue. Kena tengok in metal baru nampak. Tengok gambar tak nampak. And when the car was launched, it came with an iPod Nano 1 gig bundled with the car. So yes, I know the Gen Zs might say, 1 gig, not enough. But back in the day, the iPod Nano was the thing. And 1 gig was enough to store around 100, 200 songs. It was the bee's knees back in the day, back in 2004, 5 and 6. Siapa-siapa yang bersekolah menengah pada zaman tu, pasti faham dan pasti dapat teringat apa yang saya kata ni. Alright, inside is your normal, usual, first generation Gen 2 interior with this two-tone dashboard, beige and black, which was a very interesting combination back then because at that point of time, we were used to the Waja, the Putra, the Mitsubishi era, where everything was black. And now you have this two-tone dash, and the signature feature of Gen 2s in the early days was this clock, which stands out very, very prominently on the center dash without a glove box because we were minimalist back then, thanks to Lotus. Even this center piece here, the ICE system also has a very unique design. It has a neural network LRT train station map design with all of these buttons connected to one another. Your usual fonts for the Gen 2, this minimalist steering with the rivets on the horn. It's very standard Gen 2. In fact, the power window switches are all on the center console, where in the CPS model, everything has been moved to the side. The cup holder was also unique because it had this ring where you had to fit your bottle into. It wasn't just a hole where you would put your bottle into. There was a ring that you had to fit your bottle into. This sword handle style handbrake, as also seen on the Satrenio. but not on the Gen 2 CPS. The CPS had this normal one, no sword handle. The side mirror adjuster is here, the 12 volt socket is here. So everything is very standard Gen 2. It came with a black gear knob from R3. The owner has swapped it out, but he still has the original knob. And the MMEs came with this plug. It says here MME edition XM44 MME 0036. This is unit number 36. It was reported that 200 units of Gen 2 MMEs and 200 units of Waja MMEs have been manufactured. And apparently out of 200, 198 were production units to be used on the road, while the remaining 2 were prototypes. It does get me wondering how many Gen 2 MMEs are still alive on the road this time in 2024. If you know someone or if you yourself own an MME, let us know. Perhaps Jonathan can cari gang sikit. The seats are usual Gen 2 seats. These sort of bucket design seats with a hole in the middle where you could apparently put your harness through. It's for styling, by the way. And you might have seen these books. Haha, this is what I love. We'll get into this later. And also, I see some R3 pedals over here. The R3 pedal set for the Gen 2 with the fake side step pedal and the 3 main pedals. Very nice. The key is also in its original casing. Just look at that. This was Proton's key back in the day before keyless and everything took over. Very nice. Okay, we are now with Jonathan David Vincent, high up in the hills of Bukit Antarabangsa, Kuala Lumpur. Jonathan,
yes, sir.
Thank you for joining us on such an early morning shoot. Luckily, the sun is behaving lah.
Oh yeah, weather's good today.
Weather's good, man. And
Very
it's
good.
also a good day to talk about this Gen 2 MME. Damn. Now, firstly, I have to preface this with, we've been in contact for what, 1 year plus?
Oh yeah, 1 year plus, for sure. For sure, 1 year plus.
And due to each other's commitments, we waited for 1 year in order to have this shoot done.
Yeah.
So at last we are here lah. So Jonathan, tell us, how did you end up with this rare specimen of a car? What was the story behind it? How did you find it?
This was actually during COVID.
COVID?
You know, I was, like all of us, on Muda every day. You know, seeing what's on the market. So, I was stuck in Singapore. This car was in JB. So, before that, I saw a Honda EF. Civic EF. B16A engine, all this blah 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 lah. So, that was what I wanted.
Yeah.
So, I sent a friend of mine in JB pergi tengok lah kereta tu. Orang pergi tengok je, on the way balik cakap jangan beli kan. Car's not good lah, blah blah blah. So I was very sad. You know, kita nak beli kan time tu.
Yeah.
And I was waiting for the border to buka. So terus balik JB, terus pepah lah the car and stuff. Kali nampak ni Gen 2 MME.
Dekat Mudah juga?
Dekat Mudah juga.
Damn.
Ya, dekat Mudah juga. So, Mudah you tahulah. Apa, search tu you kena pandai-pandai. Sometimes you type MME tak keluar pun. But you put Proton, Gen 2, you know, you select, search, ikut price, kali ada lah.
Oh.
You know, so it's always like that lah, Mudah.
Yeah.
So I saw this car and when the borders opened, I went across. Even when I saw this car, I did not share to any of my friends. Because I didn't want anyone to pergi tengok ke apa kan. Border buka, terus pergi JB. Saw this car, brought my good close friend, mechanic from Near Auto. Let me just give a shout out, Near Auto in JB.
Yep, I saw the sticker on your back windscreen.
Yeah.
Nice one.
So it's a close friend of mine, you know, helped me keep the car alive and healthy. So yeah, I brought him along. First thing he did was he squat down, tengok spring R3 tu. Tengok spring R3 tu, terus dia bisik aku, beli, ori ni. Apa lagi kan? So I pulled the plug lah. You know, car was stock. Besides previous owner changed the exhaust. Tak tahu exhaust apa.
Yeah, no brand punya.
No brand punya. So we brought it for a test drive nearby.
Hmm.
Steering sengit,
Ah.
power tak masuk sangat. Tapi apa-apa pun chassis ori. The car was original MME lah. So apa-apa pun I need to have it. I had to have it. Then went back to the kedai and yeah, I have this.
What
See,
is that?
This was the ad on the car at the time.
Damn. Look at that,
You
man. Gen-2 MME. Yeah, it even says Gen-2 Gen-2
Gen-2
MME
MME.
here. Number
So,
36.
Yeah, that was wrong because he was an uncle, 70 plus year old. He was selling it, Mr. Fu.
Okay.
Very nice uncle at the shop. So even he was telling me, ini kereta Rai, you tengok dia punya grant ada apa MME edition edition apa saya pun tak tahu. So harga macam ni lah, saya tak boleh turun. So, but he saw my interest. He know I was gonna buy it there and then. Shook his hand, made a deal, and I took the car home. It's mine. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because he's used to seeing all of these grants of normal Gen-2s kan. I think normal Gen-2 hanya tulis Proton Gen-2 1.6 and all.
Betul. Enhance
ke apa kan. Highline ke. But yours is MME.
Itulah.
Must be the first time he's seeing it. Apa benda MME kan.
Itulah, betul.
I see. Were the rims on when you
The
bought
rims
the car?
were on. Condition was really bad. So I found another guy selling rims. You know, I was so close to buying it, but my mechanic friend in JB found me a place I could refurbish. He told me tak payah beli, refurbish je. So dah refurbish, buat balik baru. Still looks great.
Yep.
You know.
It really complements the 5-piece zero kit as well.
Yes.
It mengam lah satu sama lain. I see. So you bought the car in JB and how was the drive back home?
Bro, the drive was very good because I took it home on one night. It was a night drive home and I was so impressed. You know, I was like amazed with this car. 200 boleh je.
Yeah. I totally believe you.
It was really built for an endurance drive. An endurance race. You could feel the body, you know, it's not for like pickup and all that stuff. Tapi 120 to 180, 200, easy. Very easy.
The body feels planted.
Planted, it will just keep in that range easily. You know,
Ah.
very nice long distance car lah. So I brought it to Langkawi, my first furthest drive.
Okay.
And then I took it to Betong, Thailand with a bunch of close friends.
Yep.
You know, RX-7, FD2R.
Oh, okay.
Boleh je.
It can play along with all of
Boleh
these
je.
cars. No problem.
I mean, it'll be there lah. Tak hilang jauh lah.
tak hilang jauh lah. You can keep up.
Diorang pun marah. Always seeing the Proton badge in the review mirror kan. So, last year we brought it to Kuala Anta.
Huh.
That's past Krabi.
Okay.
Or close to Krabi, sorry. No issues. Till today, one crank, it starts. I drive it to JB as I work in Singapore. So sometimes I feel bored. I don't want to take my Conti, I just take this. Yeah, this keeps me more awake. More thumbs up I get from people around.
So they know too.
Yeah.
They know.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Because it's quite understated kan.
Yeah.
People would think, oh ini Gen-2 apa letak rim,
Yeah.
letak kit. Padahal original macam ni.
Banyak je Gen-2 dengan bumper ni.
Yeah.
Kan?
Yeah. Was that your first time with a Gen-2 or had you had any prior experience?
I owned a Gen-2 before. The
No
orange, that orange, it was an orange Gen-2. You know, my dad bought one when I was in Form 4. Parked it in the house, was just parked. So that car and a Mitsubishi Galant VR4 which I had, manual.
VR4, man.
Those two cars taught me how to drive stick shift. You know, during Form 4 already I practiced. And I live in Bukit Antarabangsa, banyak bukit kan. Practice lah bukit.
So JPJ test tak fail lah Bukit.
Tak fail,
Saya
senang.
orang Bukit.
Senang. JPJ test was easy. Even my driving instructor when he came after the first time, John, you bawa. He
Percaya
recline,
terus.
Proceed dia recline je kancil tu. I drove there, drove back, you know.
Oh,
It's all because of those cars lah that I learned in.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, 90s kids would understand lah.
I
We-
went, sorry, during Form 5, I
Yep.
was one of the first to have my license because my birthday is early in the year.
Ah,
So I used to drive my Gen-2 to school and park
Oh.
depan, semua orang pandang.
cool.
It's something new lah.
It is something new. So, to those of you who are uninitiated, the Proton Gen-2 back in what, 205, I would say the mid-millennium lah, 204 to 2010 lah, I would say, was the sporty family member of Proton. So, youngsters at that time, if you had one, you were the shit. I would say you were the bee's knees. You know, before the Sacrenio came along and whatnot. So nowadays, I don't know how it is. Maybe it's with the Honda City hatchbacks and whatnot. But back in the day, this. And speaking of back in the day, bro, have you noticed that the Gen2's design is evergreen and futuristic at the same time?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Sometimes I wonder as well, like, this shape, the design, it's like it's not going to age. Like they
It
built it
won't.
for the next 20 years or something. When you look at it, you won't think it's a 2007.
Yeah. And what I like about the Gen2 is that it has Malaysian elements into it. Like the headlights were inspired by tiger's eyes. You know, the front grille inspired by the wow or the Chris dagger. So it's really Malaysian. On the occasional trip back home, you would go for genting drives juga kan?
Oh yeah, Saturday mornings, with Evo Club, Horizon.
Ah,
They always do it every weekend. So sometimes I bring this guy, even with my Conti cars parked at home. I wake up in the morning, it's like, no, I want to bring this guy. I have more smiles with this car. I can, pedal to metal in a corner in this car. The sound, makes you more happy lah when you drive this. It's not about the turbo Gs and the pulls, right? Sometimes lagi slow, lagi fun.
yeah,
Lagi you can tekan and rembat the car.
yeah. You feel more engaged lah in this car, right?
Any
Because
day,
you have to
any
operate
day.
it on your own.
Yeah. I have close friends like this group I drive with. They drive JDMs, and when they take the car and they drive it, they can feel the body of the car. It's different lah. It's just different. Very different breed that was built by Team R3.
So you've been for long drives and whatnot. The engine has held up very well. You told me tadi apa is just a check of engine oil level and you're good to go.
Yeah, because this engine gets hot.
Mm.
Gets hot very fast. So you always got to check your engine oil lah.
Okay.
And you always bring a spare in case you need to
Yes,
top up.
spare bottle.
And yeah, I have had some great adventures with this car. I'm not done. I still want to bring it to Evo and Euro. Just a shout out to Evo Club Malaysia. They always plan drives, like far drives at the end of the year to like Thailand mostly. So we've done the Mae Hong Son loop many times,
Wow.
2-3 times, and I have a dream to bring this car to complete the whole Mae Hong Son loop.
What have you been bringing all this while then?
I had my Beamer, a 1 Series,
All right.
a 125i. Then I brought my Singapore Renault Megane diesel last year. I still would love to bring a drop the top someday,
Yep.
but yeah, man, this car, I just want to bring this car and do a content to show that you don't need a 50k, 30k above car. You can get a 10k, 12k, 15k, 20k below car and do the whole loop, around amazing Thailand with their beautiful roads. So yeah, man, any other owners with a R3 or with a Satria GTI, these kind of cars qualify for Evo and Euro. They have like a list of cars that qualify. So please come and join me and some other people. Show what our Proton can do.
Yes, and especially to those of you who own Gen-2 and Waja MMEs.
Oh yeah.
Tak kira
Waja
lah, I
MME.
mean rim dah bertukar ke apa. At least it's the original thing.
Yeah.
Come and contact us, comment below, because I really want to see more of this on the road actually.
Correct.
I've only seen yours.
On the road.
Yeah. Have you
Okay.
seen others as well?
I've never seen any other on the road, but like on Facebook, you know, I shared this car. Tiba-tiba, I had more likes than sharing a BMW. Orang tak kisah pun kan, kereta konti. You know, like I said, this car I get more thumbs up and more people tegur me. And morning drives, you know, they come up to me. Bang, ni R3 eh? I said, ni MME lah, you know. And they know.
They know, right?
I get surprised when younger kids like Gen Z kid walked up to me and bang, ni Proton Gen-2 MME eh? Aku pun terkejut weh.
Wee.
Like I had to like tell him, you know, like, bro, I'm amazed that you know this.
Yes.
Keep it up.
Yes.
You know, keep it up.
Yes. I mean, because back in 2006, tak banyak artikel tentang kereta
Tak
ni.
ada.
The only one that you can find is from Proton.
Yeah.
And that was only on the coverage
Correct.
during the launch. It's not even a review of the drive or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. YouTube pun kurang lah. You try cari one video, two videos je. Orang punya apa, 3GP punya video kan.
Lama-lama punya kan.
Lama-lama.
So this could be one of the first high definition videos of the MME on the
Could
internet
be.
right now.
You're right, you're right. Yep.
Such a rare car, man. 200 units made. And apparently, out of the 200, 2 were for prototypes, is it? And the others were for production.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why when I bought this car, I was like, you know, I will spend more to do up the car than how much the car costs. Whatever it takes, I'm going to bring it back to life.
It's
to-
worth it, right?
It's worth it. Definitely worth it. So I would love to paint it again, you know. You can see all the battle scars.
All the
I
battle
drive
scars.
my car. No PPF, nothing. Bawa je
As it is.
as it is.
As it is. So what?
Hancur kita buat balik lah kan.
Buat balik lah. Kan? There are people who can do it. Kan?
Yeah.
So what are your future plans for this car? Now that you have it in quite a good condition.
I would like to do a small resto mod. You know, if I had the money, I would bring it to DSR
Ah,
for sure. He
Yep.
knows this cars inside out.
yep.
You know, so I would love to do like a resto mod inside. Probably put an Apple CarPlay radio, so it helps me on my endurance drives. Sikit-sikit lah, you know, like the whatever that I can refurbish. Probably do back the wiring, give it an exterior touch up, find the hubcaps, make the engine bay prettier, clean up the car basically, clean up the car, the roof lining. Besides that, yeah, I spent more money already on doing a car up than what I bought it for. You know, and I will just keep going lah. Like the exhaust I found in Seremban, this old collector, Pakcik. You know, he knew I was driving back to JB, and so nice of him to tell me that I will meet you at the rest stop. You know, after saying blah blah blah. He came and he had the exhaust in a backpack.
Fuyo.
He walked up to me with his phone like that. You know, recording the car. He came to me, it's like, adik, I nak duduk kat dalam boleh tak? You know, my first time driving back to Johor lah, after buying the car and stuff. Right?
Yeah.
I drove back and I was like so touched, you know. He, like old Pakcik, appreciating the car. He sat inside and he told me like, dek, jaga betul-betul lah kereta ni. And that's when I was like, wish. No one ever like speak to me like this, you know, about a junk or like an old car, you know.
Yeah, an old car.
An old car lah.
So it looks like many people know about this car lah. Gen Z's approach you,
guess.
Pakcik.
Yeah, if you know, you know lah. If you know, you know.
Okay, so that's the crowd we want lah.
Yeah, even at traffic lights, right? Sometimes I have like motorists angkat kan, tengok-tengok. Dia tak tanya lah apa-apa, dia tengok-tengok je. Like I posted this car on the Facebook, that Proton page.
Apa khabar Proton
Apa
lama
khabar?
hari
Yes,
ini?
Correct. Please check that page out, guys. I got like so many likes and comments, bro. You know, which I don't get with the Conti cars. So, yeah. This car's a keeper. I still got things to do with the car. I still want to bring it for a long drive. And I would love to do some contents lah with it.
Please do. We would love to watch it.
This is another selling point
Oh, yes.
of why I got it.
Yes,
First one,
okay. As you know, on this channel, we have seen the documentation for the Satranio R3 Lotus Racing, Devon, the Satranio R3 RS in Ciame in Kota Baru, Alan Cham with his Iswara Rally. All of these had documentations such as these. Now we will be seeing from a Gen-2 MME's perspective. What do we have? We have the service booklet. Tengok sikit. Gen-2 service booklet, and in that era, Proton had this Thundercats logo berwarna. Interesting stuff, man. Saja tengok kan.
interesting. Everything is there. First owner's name,
Wow,
which
okay.
dealership he bought it from.
Okay.
You know, it's a legit car lah.
Proton Eda Senyap Berhad Mutiara Damansara. Must be the 3S. Mutiara Damansara
Right.
outlet last time.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
tengok sikit. Lepas tu ada owner's manual.
Macam brand new lagi kan.
Macam brand new lah.
Tak pernah buka.
Yeah, and I love the colour of the Gen-2s last time. You know, it had
Right.
this cappuccino lah.
Yep.
This one. Lepas tu ada biru, ada orange, ada purple in the 1.3. So nice, man. Okay, lagi. Captor. Wow, this is really new millennium punya lah. Captor.
Captor, Proton used to partner with them, I guess.
Yes, as a safety system,
Yeah.
car tracking system. Tengok dia punya booklet, they sell it to you really well. There's even a helicopter. So konon kalau kereta hilang, ada macam highway chase kat US tu, helikopter ikut. Those were the days, man.
Yeah, man, those were the days.
Okay, this is equally important as well. The rust proofing. To those of you from the Mitsubishi era of Protons, you might recognize this as the anti-karat sticker on your door jamb. So anyway, the battery decided to fail on Earth study. So now it's a new battery, and after a few moments and minutes of chatting, kita resume kita punya documentation thing. So all that you have seen earlier, those booklets and all, came in this Gen-2 pouch with the words Gen-2 debossed on it. Damn, this is nice, man. This would sell the car to me in an instant as well.
Yes, huh? When I search for cars, so I try to see, you know, if they have this. The other day, I saw one on Muda. Nissan Sunny.
Okay.
Lama tu. Ada. Booklet, one owner.
Damn.
Uncle punya, some old uncle lah, one owner car, still has a booklet, has the netting on the seat, RM3,000.
Phew.
You know, I think the booklet costs more than the whole car and everything.
Yes,
Right?
because booklet lagi
Just to
rare
have
daripada
that.
car.
Yalah. Kan, pakcik tu pun jaga. You know, it's like, wah, sentimental weh,
Yeah.
to have that stuff. To
Yeah.
find this stuff nowadays, you know.
It's all online lah nowadays.
Yalah.
PDFs and all
Betul,
kan.
betul.
So, the value of holding this semakin hilang di tengah zaman. I guess time moves on lah. But certain things will remain, such as the goodness of certain cars of the past. So, Jonathan, thank you once again
My pleasure.
for
It's my pleasure.
your time this morning. We appreciate it a lot because I believe this would be one of the first high-def videos of the Gen-2 MME on YouTube that you can find. So, tengoklah puas-puas. Alright,
Thank you, man.
thank you, man.
Thanks for, you know, giving me the time to share this car out also.
It is a wonderful car to be
Yeah.
shared.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ready?
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have stayed till this very moment, thank you very much. The Gen-2 MME is indeed a mysterious car to me due to the scarcity and lack of information which is readily accessible to us all. And it came at a time when Proton was capable and was actively participating in motorsports and had the expertise to soup up a normal road driving daily car. Anyway, thank you to Jonathan who spared his morning with us to show us this rare specimen of a car. I will now leave you with some FAQs of the Waja and Gen-2 MME editions posted in the Facebook page Apa Khabar Proton Nama Hari Ini by Alan Cham for your reading pleasure. Till we meet again in the next video, take care everyone.